Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told an international audience of foreign diplomats that Israel stands with France. During the conference, which included the French ambassador, Netanyahu defined the enemy that Israel, France, and the world face today. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and French ambassador to Israel, Patrick Maisonnave, stood shoulder to shoulder for a moment of silence to honor the victims of the Paris terror attacks. After the Paris attacks, Israel lowered its flags to half-mast. And now here on the streets of Jerusalem, the city is flying the French tricolor. Netanyahu and Maisonnave spoke at the Jerusalem Post diplomatic conference in Jerusalem.
Terrorism is terrorism, not only when it affects us on such a horrendous scale, also, obviously, when it hits Israel.
During a Q&A, Netanyahu defined terrorism.
Terrorism is the deliberate and systematic targeting of the innocent, of civilians, of non-combatants, for political or ideological ends. This is what defines terrorism. It's always evil.
Netanyahu said the international community often tries to make excuses for Palestinians when they attack Israel. But Netanyahu said it's all the same.
The enemy is militant Islam. Its method, so far, is terrorism. It is in the business of acquiring states. One already exists. It's called the Islamic State of Iran. And the second is being established. It's called the Islamic State of ISIS, Daesh. And with states, the Islamist militants can have a base from which to launch much greater and more lethal terrorism.
The Prime Minister said there's only one way to fight militant Islam.
What is the system to fight them? One thing. Fight them. Condemn them. Identify, condemn, fight. I am saying that you're not going to change them. You will not win them over. You will not pacify them. The only way to defeat this is the way Nazism was defeated. First you defeat, then you denazify. That's the order. That's the priority.